Hello guys, White Witch 110 here. We had some thunder and lightning come through while we were at work today. You see some remnants of clouds there. It was earlier, but it passed through. Thank goodness. Didn't last very long at all. So I figure since it's nice, hubby's cooking a boiling chicken and cooking some rice. That's what our dinner is going to be. If there's leftovers, we be having that for lunch tomorrow. Who are you? Oh, I was going to show you a little bit. Who are you? Oh. Anywho, so we will continue with the story. We're close to that's the legs of the stand. We're close to the end of this part of the story, so I figured I'd hop on and give you the rest of it. Now, let's see. Mel was having Abigail look in a mirror and say each of the guys' names. Do you need a go-between? I'll do it. Go to him now. Mel pushed his friend out of her chair and through the door. Abigail stood, not sure. Closed her eyes and knocked. The door to his office opened. Hey, come on in. I'm surprised to see you. Really? She took a seat. To what do I owe this visit? He sat behind his desk. I heard the song. She was calm. Did you like it? Scott was interested to know. Where did you get my voice from? Neil gave you the recording? No, actually, he left everything there. Taylor said he wasn't interested in it. Abigail was pissed. After all the heartache they put me through. How is Sage? I don't know. Her irritation grew. Why don't you know? Scott asked. Boy, you're full of questions, aren't you? Abby glared. I wasn't aware I couldn't ask. Sorry I did. Scott backed away. I haven't seen him in 2 weeks. He left? No, I did. I'm living at Mel's. Scott didn't know what to say. He drew back in his chair. The house belongs to both of us. At this point, I don't care to have it. I'd rather start over. When is it your turn to be happy? Scott inquired. Sometimes I believe I'm not meant to. Other times I hold out hope. Are you going back to him? There was a motive behind his question. You haven't asked what happened. It's none of my business, he pointed out. I walked into his studio to find Deb rather cozy with him. Deb? Jan's sister? The same, she said, disgusted. Doesn't let the grass grow, does she? Used goods. She thought for a moment. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Sage is a fool, Scott said no more. He knew Abigail was thinking. The look on her face said everything. Decision to make? He was planting a seed. I think so, unless it's already been made for me. Abigail looked off out the window behind him. Do I have a chance? Scott might have regretted asking, but he needed to. She bit her lip, debating with herself. Found no clear answer. Scott had all the time she needed. Being truthful, I don't want to lose you. I want you both. Brother husbands, Scott remarked. I don't believe either of us would tolerate that. Is he passionate in bed? Scott! didn't surprise her. You're both different. You're a fiery, deep passion. Sage is my favorite soft fleece blanket. I feel protected. And what am I besides fiery? Familiar, satisfying, caring. Despite everything, I can count on you. I'm pleased to hear that. He still could win her over. I've told you many times my love will never change. I could never walk away. Totally. This was a conversation they had numerous times. Neither of us is willing to let go. I want you back. Those familiar eyes cut through her. That look caused her to melt. I need to go. I'll call you later. Abigail seen herself to the door. Scott was directly behind. He pulled her shoulder gently, making her turn towards him. I miss you. They both knew what was going to happen. Scott leaned forward. They felt the spark. He pulled away. The taste of her lips he had nearly forgotten. Abigail remembered the desire that flared so strongly. They continued. The kissing became deeper. I need to go. Her hands lightly pushed against his chest. Scott went forward once more, feeling no resistance. His hands moved freely on her back, coaxing her body closer to his. I have to go, Abigail whispered. The pages are stuck. Do you feel guilty? He asked. Yes. I felt I was cheating on you since Sage arrived. You would never tell him that, Scott pointed out. Her comment unexpected. No. Abigail finally left. Arriving at Mel's, she recognized the car in the driveway. Sage sat on the sofa waiting. Hi, Ab. He stood up. Hi. What's up? She stayed in the hallway. Can we talk? Sure. Come up back. I'll grab us a beer. They sat facing each other. How have you been? He asked. Good. Busy. How's Deb? Abigail couldn't help but dig. She didn't care how uncomfortable Sage was. I don't know. She left that night. A quickie. Her words were icy. No need for that. Sage kept his voice calm. Have you two made plans? There is nothing to make plans for. Sage shifted in his seat. Why was she there? Abby demanded. All this over a song? She stopped herself from continuing. She was there when I got home. I invited her in for a drink. I was upset. We went into the studio. Sage took a swig of his beer. Did you have sex? A direct question. No, we only kissed. Well, say something that's the truth. Abigail waited. No, we didn't. There was a lot of heavy petting, Sage admitted slowly. And you were the one accusing Scott and I. This is rich. The venom was there in her words. Why now, Sage? I deserve an answer? I don't have a good reason. I was jealous. I know the emotion in those songs. All I could see was you remembering. I pictured you dreaming of him. I would be nowhere. I need to be there all the time. Sage, you woke up beside me. You went to bed with me. But how do I know it's me you're thinking about? Where is this coming from? We've been fine up until the trip to Toronto. I thought we would make it. If you're doubting me, there's no sense in being together. You want him, Sage said under his breath. Abigail got up, Sage grabbed her hand. I love you, if that means anything. It means a lot. Stay with me tonight? Her eyes begged. Sage thought it wasn't the best idea, although he missed the warmth of her body beside him. The fragrant perfume, so sweet. Sage had to say yes. They laid close to one another. He brushed the back of his hand across her soft cheek. Abigail blinked and smiled. His hand slipped to the nape of her neck. Then he gently kissed her. She playfully pulled on his bottom lip with her teeth. There was no holding back. In the morning, neither said a word. A long kiss at the door, and Sage was off home. He made a call to Scott. We need to meet. Scott suggested the Bay. Saturday around noon? Scott agreed. There they were, on Saturday. Thanks for coming. Sage extended his hand. Anything for Abigail? I suppose you know she's in a spot, Sage said. Yeah, I know. Scott was calm. What should we do about it? Sage asked. Nothing. It isn't our place to decide for her. If you could have stayed away, everything would have been fine. Scott quipped. If you had given a shit, you would have gone after her, he pointed out. What was I to do when she was running to you? She never ran to me. Why do you sniff around all the time? Excuse me, I don't sniff around, my friend. Scott's back was up. I'm not your friend. Sage's voice grew louder. You realize no man is going to stand a chance with her, Sage continued. That's not my fault. I don't control who she loves. I wanted a life with her, but I can't because of you. I'm sorry if that's what you expect. I'm her first love. Yeah, and how many times did you break her heart? Every time she gave you more, and you fucked it up. We both did. You don't know the first thing about our relationship. She told me, and I don't see how you could do that to her. Abigail gave you everything of herself. Sage was pissed. Just like she did for you. Scott struck the nerve. So we're both no good assholes. She deserves better than the both of us. Sage shouted in anger. The thing is, she doesn't want anyone else. That's where her problem lies. Abigail doesn't want to give up either of us. Scott was now hoping Sage would back off. If she can't make a decision, then one of us should leave. He stared at Scott. I've been here through it all, sunshine. I'm not going anywhere. Scott made it clear. Yeah, and you've been the problem, he pointed out. Sage pointed out. I understand my part. I don't need you to tell me. Then leave us alone. Who, you and Abby? Or you and Deb? I'm confused. Scott was being a smartass. Listen up. I made one mistake. And how many of you made? Think about it. She should be happy. Sage felt good, getting this off his chest. Think about this, bright boy. For 30 plus years, she has never stopped loving me. Her feelings were just as deep today. I will always be in her life, one way or the other. How about you? Scott did have the upper hand, Sage thought. I'm the one that should be in her life now. I'm not worried about any man taking my place. It will never happen. Scott got up from his chair, preparing to leave. Well, then I guess we fight for her. Then for sure neither of us will have her. Scott's words cut deep. Are you willing to wait? Willing to share? I'll wait, but I won't share. Sage stood firm. I don't want to share either, but if it means having her in my life, I will. I'll hate it, but I will, Scott said. It was a stalemate. Neither man was willing to back off. Sitting alone in the early morning, Abigail felt the summer breeze on her skin. There was no clarity for her in the dawning of a new day. Mel had stepped aside. This was up to her. There was no clear relationship, and she felt the loss. Abigail loved them both. Maybe she'd be happier alone. And that is the end of that section. You'll have to wait and see what happens. Let me know in the comments below what you think is going to happen. And then when I come back and start the next part of it, you may find out right away. You may not. It may change. Who knows? Maybe somebody else will come into the picture and steal her away. You never can tell. Thank you for dropping in, as always. Please, if you're new to the channel, check out my other videos. I have crafting, I have haunted happenings, I have my experiences, places across Canada that if you are from the States and come up here to visit, you might want to go take a peek at yourself. There's also some cooking and baking videos as well. When you do find something that you enjoy, please give it a thumbs up. Drop me a comment and share it out if you think someone else would be interested. That's greatly appreciated. While you're here, consider becoming a subscriber. And if you do, remember to click that notification bell so you'll see what I'm up to next time. At the end of this month, we have the civic holiday, which is the first Monday in August. It is a day when people in Ontario celebrate the founder of their city or town. It's not a paid holiday, which would be statutory. It's a civic one, so it's up to who you work for. Most people get it, and most of the time it's not paid, but if you have a good employer, you will get paid for it. Busker Fest will be starting on the Thursday or Friday. I do plan on being down there and videotaping, and I will share with you. And I hope that you'll enjoy it. So until the next time, as always, from a clearing up sky here in Ottawa, ciao for now.